Good morning, everybody. My name's ANU, and I'm from CSIRO's Digiscape Future Science platform. I'm not going to spend the time talking about Digiscape, but rather return from the oceans to the land and to talk to you about information rather than about communications, that is to say, Earth observation information. Now, I was asked to sort of cast forward, and that's reasonably easy to do at a high level because spatial information is going to play into a series of decadal scale trends in Australian agriculture that are already working themselves out. So we have the increase in the scale of operations, farms basically getting bigger. We have farms having to run their businesses in ways that connect them more closely, not just to the people who are going to eat the food they grow and wear the textiles they grow, but to the value chain, both upstream and downstream. There's an ongoing couple of percent every year grind of wrangling more efficient use of out of the water, nutrients and labour that a farm uses. And then perhaps the newer one is the progressive automation of farming operations that's going to unfold over the next decade or so. Now, family farms persist, and that's quite unusual. Corner shops are going away. Individual chemists are going away. But family farms persist, and the reason that they do that is largely because an individual farming business can understand the land they're farming better than a large corporate could. Automation actually reduces that advantage, that comparative advantage. The increase in farm scale actually reduces that comparative advantage. Finer scale Earth observation information presents real opportunities to restore that advantage to farmers through learning the individual soil in individual paddocks and by allowing farmers to benchmark how they're doing against other farms. But a lot of the value of Earth observation information is actually going to be delivered through other actors in the value chain for whom the value is going to be able to be in seeing the whole landscape simultaneously for everybody and delivering information efficiently. And that includes governments, but the task there is actually to be able to learn about practices as well as the state of the system using Earth observation. Space-based technologies don't do any of these jobs by themselves. And so it's absolutely vital that space-based information be integrated, not just with analytics that interpret that information, but with user interfaces that allow the information to make its way into decision-making processes in ways that are efficient in terms of dollars and efficient in terms of time. This is actually a landscape of opportunity for Earth observation data, largely because the analytics and the user interfaces are catching up to the state of the art with Earth observation. What we've been finding in Digiscape is that there's unexploited information even in MODIS satellite data that we're only just beginning to exploit because we're now able to build the workflows that link the Earth observation data to the user's decision. Marty, can we have the next slide, please? I just want to make one final point here, and that is that the exploitation of spatial information is going to succeed or fail to the extent that it embeds itself in larger social and economic trends. So it's absolutely vital that the ways of deploying Earth observation information be cost effective, both in terms of dollars, but also in terms of time. And the whole idea of data cubes is absolutely fundamental to that. But the other thing is, we're all seeing the issues around social license to operate, farmers being worried that the satellites seeing their farms is somehow improper. There are a mix of views of that out in the larger social context, but those issues of trust in information, trust in the processes by which the information is brought to various actors, and trust in the use of what they see as their data are absolutely central to the successful deployment of Earth observation information. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks very much, Andrew. Terrific overview there, and I think from my perspective, just the fascinating sort of aspect there of the way competitive advantage of small farms can and cannot necessarily benefit from technology, but obviously there's huge opportunities here in regards to applications of space if appropriately